Hello everyone, so today it's time for yet another writing video. Today, I want to talk about something I've never talked about before, and that is beta readers and just like being one and being good at it. And now I'm going to talk about this from the writer's point of view because I know what I want from the beta readers. And, I know what it's like to be a writer, like, I know what kind of feedback I want. So if you are a beta reader, if you said to someone that you're gonna read their book and you're gonna just be their beta reader, then I just want to give you some tips. And basically, what I want this video to do is I want to ask you to do these things so that you can, just like, both you and the writer can just be happy and all that. Everything, can work out great for both of you because it's like kind of a big deal for most writers, I think. So I want to talk about it. Honestly, I would appreciate like any level of like criticism and actually like feedback. So yeah, but this is just like how to give the writer the best feedback and just whatever. Let's jump right into the video. So, the thing I want to start out with is something that I find infinitely important, and that is don't tell that writer that you're gonna read it when in fact you don't want to. I am not when it comes to me personally, of course I'm not speaking for all writers, but I think that more people than only me feel that way. I'm not gonna be mad, if like right now I'm at a point where the only people who can be my beta readers are like my sister and my friends, and so I can't really find any strangers. Like, if you are interested to be a beta reader, tell me in the comments down below, but I can't really, that's all I have, so I can only have feedback from them, but I'm not expecting all of my family members and friends to say yes to reading my book, I'm not for me, I don't take it as I don't expect everyone to want to read my books. I understand that it might not everyone will be interested in it. I absolutely understand it, and that's okay. Don't just do the thing that you're gonna say, I'm gonna be your beta reader, but in fact you don't want it, or that you don't really have time for it. And just please, either say yes and really mean it and make sure that you're gonna have time to read it and give them feedback, or just say no and be honest, and that writer is gonna be much happier if you're just gonna say no immediately instead of just then never reading it or just not having time for it or whatever. And now to actually being a beta reader. The first thing is be 100% honest and straightforward. For us writers to grow and to make our books better, we need honesty. No matter how hard it is for us to take it and to hear it, we need it. We desperately need it. Sometimes we don't want it, but we need it, so just seriously, I understand how difficult this is. I've never been a beta reader, but I have, given my opinion to people on something, not necessarily art, but just something, that requires honesty. And I understand that you don't want to hurt their feelings, but what's gonna hurt them even more than, the truth is just a white lie, because then they're not gonna improve, and that's not what they want or need, and that's just not gonna help them at all, because just being a beta reader means that, you try to give your opinion, your honest opinion to the writer, because just the point of being a beta reader is you help the writer understand what's not so great about their book, and just you get to read it and you get to tell what you think about it, with as much honesty as possible. Like I said, I understand it's difficult, but I would appreciate so much more if you told me I think that your characters aren't really well developed, and I think that the world building kind of sucks, but I would like that so much more than if you just told me, yeah, it's great, I love it, because that's not really gonna help me. Of course, if you enjoy it, that is wonderful, tell me you enjoyed it, but don't just, say, I loved it, and then, that's it, because that's sadly not gonna help us much. Then another thing is, please, if you know when you have time, then just please tell the writer when you're gonna be able to read it, and then actually read it. I understand this might be a little extra, but we don't want to force you into something that you don't want, which is why I said at the beginning that only say yes to it if you really want it. But the thing is, you know, it's so nerve-wracking for us to wait for the feedback because we're terrified of the feedback. We're terrified because we have all these thoughts like, oh my gosh, they're gonna hate it, it's gonna suck so bad, and that's just terrible, and it's the worst feeling ever. It's like, I'm excited for the feedback because I'm thrilled to, like, you know, improve my book and work on it and know what's not great and what is great. But at the same time, I have the feeling of like they're gonna hate it all and it's just gonna suck. Like if you actually want to be their beta reader and you actually want to read it, then, but you don't have much time, then just like actually tell them like, sorry, I don't really have time the next like 2 weeks, so I will be able to read it like in 3 weeks or something. And you obviously don't have to tell them like, I'm gonna start reading it on August 10th. Yeah, you know, but like just please try to at least tell us like something around like when you're gonna read it, at least a little bit, you know, like please, I'm begging you. There's nothing worse than like waiting for the feedback for ages and then never getting it and dying the whole time and then finding out that that person never even like started reading it. Because just, yeah, this is the same thing with the whole, like, only say yes if you really want to be their beta reader. Because if you just, you know, it's better if you just say no. In all cases, just say no if you don't want it. Another thing is read with precision. Please just try to read like all the sentences and with as much precision as possible. Like you don't have to, you know, pay attention to every little tiny thing, obviously, but try not to do the thing that I sometimes do when I read books, that is just like you just read it and you focus only on the story and you sometimes like skip short sentences that are just useless or whatever. Just please try to read it. Like what I mean by this is basically like so that you can give them feedback other than only something like super general, like so that you can actually tell them like detailed things that you didn't and did like. You have to like, you know, focus on like other things than only enjoying the book, if you know what I mean. And so just, you know, just try to pay attention to it and just try to like notice little things that you don't like and like make notes and write it down so that you actually remember it, so that you remember what you want to tell them, which is like another super important thing, because, you know, if you have all these ideas on what you want to tell them and then you forget it, then it's useless, you know? It wastes both your time and the writer's time. And the last thing I have is something that I kind of already mentioned, but I feel like it needs like one point on its own, and that is tell them as many details and as many things as possible, because if you just tell us exactly like what you liked and didn't like, then it's gonna be wonderful, because, you know, we'll know that like I'm great at dialogues but I suck at descriptions, so that's what I'm gonna work on. And just, you know, it's so important to us because we want to write books, we want to get them published, we want them to be awesome, and if you only tell us either a lie that is just like, it's absolutely freaking wonderful, I love everything about it, or if you just tell us like general things like, yeah, it's pretty good, I don't really like this character, or just something that's like about not even like how the book is written, but something that's your personal opinion, like related to you know, things that are not really gonna be changed because it's what the writer wants, if you know what I mean. So just try to say as many things as possible, because the more information you give us, the more it's gonna help us. And also, I just want to tell you, thank you if you ever like agree to be someone's beta reader, and if you try to do these things, I want to thank you for them. And because I seriously, for me, there's nothing I appreciate more than someone even trying to read my book and trying to give me any opinions. Like, you know, we're not expecting you to be professionals. This video, I just made it to, you know, like make it a little easier for you, make you understand like what we want, kind of. And just, you know, but like I appreciate any feedback whatsoever, and just the fact that you take your time reading our books, it means the world to us. So thank you so much, because without you beta readers or any other readers, we would never be able to do what we love. Yeah, that's all the things I want to share with you in this video. If you're a writer, definitely leave a comment down below saying like if you agree with me, if you have anything to add or anything that you would say differently, and that will be it. If you have any video requests or anything like that, leave a comment down below, and that will be it. Have a brilliant day and see you soon in another video. Bye!